Hey guys, welcome to Cape and Cal Cafe. I'm Nemo, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new Batman Knightfall trailer. If you guys enjoyed the video at any point today, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button, but let's hop right in. Okay, so Warner Brothers just gave us a new look at Batman Knightfall, and we knew this was coming. You know, we knew that they were working on a Knightfall animated movie. We just didn't know what it was going to look like. We didn't know who the voice cast was, the director, the animation style. I mean, some people were still speculating on whether or not it was going to be in the Tomorrowverse, which I'm glad that it's long gone. I liked the Long Halloween, but everything else was just kind of you know? Anyway, this movie, well, movies, will be a three-parter. This is going to be a Knightfall trilogy, which makes sense when you look at the comics and realize how insanely big that storyline is. And as far as release dates go, we don't really know when this thing is coming out. I mean, I at least expected them to give us a release date for part 1, but it just says coming soon, so I'm assuming it's just going to come later this year. Okay, so the trailer starts off with a look at Batman driving the Batmobile through Gotham City. Gotham looks great, as always. I really like the grungy aesthetic to it, and we have some different color grading than we're used to. You know, with BTAS, we usually have really red, dark colors, and, you know, with a lot of other Batman projects, they kind of stick to, like, the blues, you know, like those kind of blue lighting. But here, we have, like, a really grungy kind of brown, green, and I think it's going to be perfect for the setting in this movie, as all of the residents of Arkham Asylum escape and just wreak havoc all across the city. It looks great. And then we have a look at Batman himself, and he looks fine. I was kind of expecting them to make him look a lot more like he did in the book, you know, with the art drawn by Norm Breyfogle, with the bright blue, you have the stubble on the face, but here they're going for a more Kelly Jones looking Batman, where they have the spikes on the shoulders, they got the really long ears, they have a really dark blue on the suit, and we also have that Long Halloween Christian Bale looking mouth opening where it kind of comes in away from the cheeks, and I'm not a big fan of, you know, the way that this mask looks, but it's all right, you know, like this Batman is serviceable. He looks pretty good. I just don't like the spikes. That's pretty much it, you know? Now, when I first saw the trailer, I thought that we had Ben McKenzie voicing Batman. And then the more I watched, I thought it might be Jensen Ackles, and I had a really hard time pinning down who was voicing Batman. But an IGN article confirms that Batman is being voiced by Anson Mount, who was in Star Trek, and he also played Black Bolt in The Inhumans. And he's fine. Like, he's got an okay Batman voice. He kind of sounds like he's trying to sound like other Batman voice actors. I would have preferred that they went with someone like Bruce Greenwood or Roger Craig Smith. I mean, Roger Craig Smith would have done an excellent job, especially for a rated R Batman movie. I don't know. I just feel like there were other options, but this guy's okay. We'll have to see how he does. And actually, Anson's already played the character in the Injustice movie. So, not the best movie, but I think Batman was fine there. So, again, we'll just have to wait and see, you know, what he brings to the table. Now, there's no word on a lot of the other characters and who's voicing them, but we do have confirmation for 2 more characters besides Batman. We have the voices for Bane and Azriel. For Bane, he is being played by Michael Mando, who is also known as Scorpion from the Spider-Man movies, and we have Pablo Schreiber, who is playing Jean-Paul Valley Azriel. And next, we get our first look at Robin, and he looks pretty good. I think he looks great. It's just nice to see him in a Batman project again. Like, it's been so long since he's been in anything, and it is so nice to see him in his classic 90s Robin outfit. It's a little weird to see him look this, I guess, like, small and thin. He looks a lot like he does in the current comics, which, this is funny, because Tim Drake in the 90s was like 13 or 14 years old, and now, in current comics like the Matt Fraction run, he's 21, but he looks way younger now than he did in the 90s, and like, anyway, it's a whole thing, but I think he looks great. I'm so happy he's here. Oh, and no word on who's voicing him, but hopefully we will learn that information soon. Next up, we have a look at Arkham Asylum, and I'm a little confused by this because it looks like the courtyard that's holding Arkham Asylum is like on a skyscraper in the middle of the city, and Arkham Asylum is usually kind of sequestered away outside of the city. You have that long winding road that leads up to the asylum, much like in the Arkham series. This just feels kind of weird, you know? It looks really out of place. It looks artificial. I don't know. Maybe this isn't the asylum, but Tim Drake is mentioning the asylum blowing up in the trailer, so like you have to assume that this is Arkham Asylum. It just, like, am I the only one that thinks this looks weird? I don't know. And next we get a good look at John Paul Valley, who will become Azriel, well, Azbat. I love that costume so much. I cannot wait to see the Azriel Batman suit in this movie. I know we get a little glimpse at like the Mark II version later on, but I want to see the first iteration because that one, it goes so hard. That's like one of my favorite alternate Batman costumes, and I don't care if it's just completely ridiculous in 90s. Like, it looks sick, okay? And next up, we have a look at the Batcave, and as Batcaves go, this is pretty standard. You know, you got your floating platforms, you got the Batmobile, you can see the Batwing hanging over the Batcomputer. It looks pretty good, you know, like there's not really a lot to talk about here. We've seen the Batcave a million times, and it usually looks exactly like this. You know, you got some of the trophies there, you got the dinosaur, you got the giant penny, you can see the playing card, some extra Batmobiles down on the left. One of them looks like the Batmobile from Batman Forever, which is pretty interesting, but I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. This looks really good, and it is just so nice to have DC animated movies again. I really hope that this thing is successful, and I really do think that the next best step for DC is to just take their comic books and turn them into animated adaptations that are just completely outside of any kind of interconnected universe. We all love them, okay? Look at Under the Red Hood. That is like widely renowned as like one of the best Batman movies, and it's just a comic book adaptation. I mean, they took the book, they trimmed some of the fat, they got rid of some of the stuff that didn't work, and they just turned it into like a perfect movie. We need more of those. All right, next up, we get a look at Mr. Freeze, and I've been seeing a lot of people glazing this design online, but I'm just not having it, okay? I don't like the neon blue. He looks too futuristic and techy, and this looks like what his design would be in Batman Beyond. I feel like it's a bit much. And next, we get a good look at Scarecrow, and I'm liking this a lot more than the Mr. Freeze design. This one looks really good. I love how thin and kind of stringy he looks, really terrifying, and he really reminds me of his first appearance in B-Task, where he kind of had the red suit, but here we have a brown one. I really like the sack over the head looking mask, and we got the glowing red eyes, the straw hair, and the hat. It looks so good. And next, we see Bruce Wayne walking through the halls of Wayne Manor, unmasked. The suit is looking pretty beat up. He's got scratches, he's got bandages, he's bleeding. So I'm assuming this is right before Bane jumps him after he had to deal with all of the escaped inmates. And by the way, I think Bane is kind of a pussy, you know? Like, he didn't even want a fair fight. He wanted to wear Batman down to where it would be easy to break him. Like, kind of a loser move in my opinion. But anyway, we also get our first look at Bane, and he looks pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean perfect, okay? This Bane looks exactly like the way Kelly Jones draws him, and I'm a little disappointed that they're taking inspiration from Kelly Jones as part of the story rather than Norm Breyfogle, who I think is an objectively better artist, but it's still really cool to see them like paying homage and respecting the art style of the people who actually worked on the book. And next, we get a good shot of Robin asking John Paul Valley for help. They're in the Batcave. We get to see Tim in the suit again. Looks so good. And it looks like Azriel is about to suit up in his blue armored batsuit with the claws. Oh, I'm so ready. This is looking so good. And next up, we see Batman going absolutely crazy on what I'm assuming is a Joker thug in a convenience store. And this is where we're going to talk about the rating, because this movie is going to be rated R, which I think is great. Okay, there are some Batman stories where you really just can't tell the whole thing if it's PG-13. You know, there's a lot of dark themes in a lot of these Batman stories, and this is one of them. So I'm glad that they're able to go all out. We're going to get all the good violence that we want to see. It's just going to be the raw Knightfall story adapted onto the screen. Like, I would have been a little disappointed if they had to, you know, cut things out or change things for the sake of the rating, but this makes me happy. And next, we get a small look at the Joker, and this is like the one part of the trailer where I was just kind of like, yeah, like really? And it's the voice actor. I am not sold on this Joker voice. I don't know who's playing him, but they could have picked someone else, you know? Like, why are we not calling up Troy Baker to voice the Joker every single time? You know, he is the definitive Joker after Mark Hamill. And since Mark Hamill's not doing Joker anymore because of Kevin Conroy's unfortunate passing, it's time to pass the torch on to somebody else. That would be Troy Baker. You know, I don't understand why they keep getting these mid voice actors to voice the Joker. I mean, look at the Suicide Squad game.
Put it in me.
What the hell was that? Moving on. Then we get a look at some of the other villains that are going to be in this movie, and there's a lot, you know, because again, like I said before, this story starts out when every single inmate in Arkham Asylum breaks out. Every single one. So I don't know if we're actually going to see Batman take all of them down. There might be a small little montage scene, but there's going to be a lot. And then we move on to this scene where we see Azriel in his full red and gold armor with the flaming arm blades. Oh my gosh, this looks sick. I freaking love costumes from the 90s. Have I mentioned that? I love costumes from the 90s. I love all the straps and pouches and the spikes and oh my gosh, it just does something to my brain. It looks so good. I love Azriel. He's so badass. I cannot wait to see him in this movie. And then we get a little look at Two-Face, and he looks fine. And then this trailer, it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. We have a look at Nightwing in his classic 90s outfit as seen in Knightfall. Like, I thought they were going to change his suit for this, but no, they're like sticking to it. I love this costume. It is just like a more modern looking version of the Disco Wing suit, which I also have a soft spot for, but like this dark blue and gold. Oh, let's see. Does he have the ponytail? He does. He's got the ponytail. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. And we also see Azrael in his second iteration of the Azrael bat armor. It looks so good. I prefer the first iteration, as I said before, but like, oh my gosh, this movie is just pure 90s goodness. I'm so excited. And we end the trailer with Azriel as Batman facing off against Bane. And I totally forgot that this was in here, but we have the Mark I suit for Azriel. It looks so good, exactly like it does in the books. And I don't know, like, there's just something about it, okay? I love the gold with the dark blue and the white, the pouches and the leg strap, and he's got the giant freaking cape attached to that huge collar. Like, it just looks perfect. I am so excited for this movie, and like I said before, it is just good to be getting some DC animated stuff again. I know that this is Batman and all we get is Batman, but like, it's still nice, you know? And of course, I'm gonna be biased. I don't really care because Batman's my favorite character and I freaking love him. So if there's a Batman movie that's coming out, I'm gonna be excited. But anyway, I really do think that DC should just focus on, you know, animated adaptations of their comics. I feel like that is what people really want to see. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it all, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button and drop in the comments down below what you thought of this trailer. Are you excited for the movie? Let's talk about it. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.